Hello everyone and welcome back to our 5th annual Right Wing Rewind. This year, due to the historic nature of what has happened and the serious tone that some of these events require, I've decided that we're going to do a little bit of a recap of each event before we get to our regularly scheduled montage. Rest assured, that will come at the end. Also, I've been away from YouTube for most of the year, and frankly, I want to talk about some of these stories, even if just briefly. So, sit back, relax, and let's rewind the right wing in 2025.
The golden age of America begins right now.
Of course, we'll start with the big victory of the year, Donald Trump's return to the White House. As you may know, I was there at the inauguration, and I posted a vlog of my whole trip. Take a look at that when this video is over if you haven't. Of course, due to the extreme cold, they moved the inauguration indoors, the first indoor inauguration in 40 years. And it was followed by a massive rally and live signing of executive orders. This is unlike any inauguration we've seen in the past, but I do hope that they return to the traditional format in 2028. It's nice to see the president sworn in front of the people, and not simply in a room filled with politicians and tech oligarchs. Either way, Trump kicked off his second term with a bang, and has done a lot ever since.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
One of my favorite moments of the second Trump administration so far was when Trump publicly scolded Zelensky in front of the American and Ukrainian media. This occurred after Zelensky showed up to the White House in a sweatsuit and demanded even more American resources, showing no gratitude for all the help he received under the Biden administration. Zelensky could have asked Trump nicely once the media had gone away, but no, he wanted to create a spectacle, and Trump delivered. Zelensky lost that spectacle and was kicked out of the White House. Hopefully America may get out of this war so that it may finally end, as Trump is set to attempt to broker yet another deal in early 2026. Let's pray for peace.
Noi avem încă norocul.
Calin Georgescu's presidential campaign in Romania is not something many American conservatives are probably reflecting upon at the end of 2025. That being said, it is one of the greatest political losses for the global right in 2025. Georgescu would have been on par with Viktor Orban in Hungary had he been elected, possibly even better, and would have made an excellent ally in the global fight against globalism, as well as serve as another European leader calling for de-escalation and peace with Russia. Unfortunately, due to the unexpected nature of his victory in the first round of the presidential election, Romanian officials cried that there was Russian interference on TikTok and invalidated the will of the people from that first election. Even worse, when Georgescu attempted to run again in the rerun, he was arrested and barred from seeking office. This is a terrible injustice for the international right, and Americans should be concerned about it, because if they can repeat this in different countries, what's to stop them from doing it here again in the future?
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day.
This is the day we were all promised. Trump announces reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries all at once. In some cases, this forced countries back to the bargaining table, and in others, it forced companies to start considering bringing manufacturing home. Make America make things again. Still, I want more tariffs, but reindustrialization takes time. This was a major win for Trump's second term.
Quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da venen cave di I love you. Papa l'americano.
This really was a significant moment for Catholics, the Church, and America. Pope Leo XIV is the first American ever to be elected as Supreme Pontiff of the Catholic Church. This is something most experts believed would never happen in our lifetimes, yet it did. Only time will tell what kind of Pope Leo will truly be. But his American background will likely yield interesting news for the rest of his pontificate, likely until the 2040s. Cardinal Pizzabala's stand in Gaza. Another major Catholic moment from 2025 was Cardinal Pizzabala's stand in Gaza and the Middle East, a stand for peace. Pizzabala's heroism in the Middle East was so prominent that many began to look to him as a potential papal candidate. Obviously, he wasn't elected, but he's so young he may still be a potential candidate in 20 years' time. That being said, he is a hero for Christians in 2025, and he deserves a place on this list.
Skedaddle. They dropped the bombs, and somebody said, skedaddle. Let's get the hell out of here. And every bomb hit.
Sticking to the Middle East, I debated whether or not to include this one, but it was a huge moment for Trump's second term. While the military action was successful and did not lead to a broader US war, it also marked the return of influence by neocons on this administration, including Lindsey Graham and Mark Levin, and a fracturing of the coalition that brought Trump to the White House as a pro-peace candidate. America First should not be advocating for wars in the Middle East. That is one of the key things that Trump ran on, yet we bombed Iran. This was a policy that you'd expect from George W. Bush or Lindsey Graham, not from Donald Trump, and that is why it was so significant and led to so much chaos in the MAGA movement.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah.
On September 10th, 2025, we witnessed the making of an American martyr. Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old founder of Turning Point USA, was assassinated on live video. This was truly one of the most horrific moments of 2025, and one which will have a lasting ripple effect on the right. Yes, Turning Point has exploded with requests for forming new chapters, but at the same time, this massive organization is without its true leader, and its future is uncertain. While many may try, nobody will replace Charlie Kirk. He was a titan in this movement, and he will be missed.
Myself, number one, and Curtis, number two.
Mr. Sliwa.
Oh, please don't be glazing me. He is all right. Are you kidding?
They say that elections have consequences, and for New York, those consequences have finally come. This was a three-way race. Republican Curtis Sliwa, Democrat Zoran Mondani, and Independent Democrat Andrew Cuomo. After Cuomo lost the Democratic primary, he decided to mount a third-party bid into the general election. Democrats were likely going to win either way, yet I still stand by what I said during the election. If you voted for Cuomo over Sliwa, you deserve Zoran Mondani. Your cowardice deserves its consequences. New York will now be run by a foreign communist. Maybe they will reevaluate their choices in 2029, but maybe it's already too late. Rest in peace, New York City.
Nick Fuentes, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I wanted to meet you. I've heard about you.
I've heard about you.
So, well, thank you.
I believe it would be disingenuous for me to ignore this story in a review of the right wing in 2025. Nick has seen an unprecedented, monumental rise in popularity in the months since Charlie Kirk's death, appearing on many top conservative podcasts, from Patrick Bet-David to Tucker Carlson to Piers Morgan. Even Joe Rogan recently said that he thinks Nick could become a president in the future.
Two for war.
You'd think we'd have more presidents. The Catholics. We only got one. They got shot, and then Biden was doing auto sign. Give us a good one.
Yeah. You got anybody in mind?
Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes? He could probably win in a few years.
Hold on, let's talk.
Listen, he couldn't have existed before, right? 10, 20 years ago, couldn't have existed. Now, super popular. What's 20 years from now look like? You know, maybe someone like that can win.
Well, we'll see.
Nick's growing popularity is a big deal. It shows that there is an appetite for further right voices in the conservative movement. But to compare him to Charlie Kirk is a bit odd. Charlie built a massive movement with hundreds of chapters across the country and through massive events. Nick is a streamer. Granted, a popular streamer with a dedicated fan base and growing influence, but that does not make him like Charlie Kirk. That does not make him a coalition builder. Many of the ideas he pushes are catching fire and spreading across the right wing, to Tucker, to Candace, and many other people. But whether his personal popularity will continue to spread is an open question. Nick could continue to rise, or, like Andrew Tate, he may just be having his moment. Momentum is a hard thing to continue for years upon years.
It's a cancer and it metastasizes.
This one's still recent, but it ties directly into our last story. Turning Point's 5th annual AmFest was chaotic, and that should be undebated. Speakers were attacking one another on stage. Ben Shapiro attacked everyone, throwing a massive tantrum as his relevance plummeted off a cliff. Vivek Ramaswamy attacked heritage Americans and claimed that America is just an idea, a creedal nation. This is something that Charlie Kirk clearly rejected after once holding the same position.
If you are only a propositional people and you are not a people at all, if you're just a proposition and not a people, you don't have a nation. If you're just an idea, I used to believe this garbage like 10 years ago. America is just an idea. Not true.
It could be said that this was the establishment's first big push to reclaim control of the conservative movement and return to a type of pre-Trump politics. But that push has clearly failed. The new America First right loomed over the whole event as American involvement with Israel became the center of debate. The new America First right loomed over the whole event as American involvement with Israel became the center of debate. Many attendees used their questions to give Nick a voice at a conference he was not able to attend himself. It seems clear that Gen Z, Zoomers, are done with moderate conservatism. We will see what happens to Turning Point in the months and years to come. Something will need to change as Zoomers grow as an electoral voting bloc on the right and Boomers become more and more irrelevant with time. What is clear is that no serious individual can continue to claim that we have the same idea of what conservatism actually means. Something is going to have to give. I want to take a moment to honor a right-wing hero of 2025, and that honor can go to nobody else but Charlie Kirk. Without him, Trump would not have been elected. Without him, J.D. Vance would likely not be vice president. It may have been Nikki Haley. It may have been Vivek Ramaswamy. It may have been Lindsey Graham for all we know. I'm glad that we ended up with J.D. Without him, there would be no Turning Point. There would be no organized right-wing youth movement. Was he perfect? No. Nobody is. We all have political disagreements. But he was the most important voice in the movement other than President Trump and maybe now J.D. Vance. His absence will be felt for years and years to come. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And with that, 2025 comes to a close. It may have been my least active year on YouTube ever. I recorded a few videos, but even less got posted. That being said, it was still a busy year for me. While I was focused on school, mastering the Constitution and the laws of the land, I still managed to publish a few articles, joined the leadership of a Republican club, and got involved in local politics. Working on some things there, more on that to come in the future. Now, let's finally roll the montage and rewind the right wing in 2025.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
My fellow Americans, this is Liberation Day. Waiting for a long time.
Kind of bitter, sardonic laugh that emerges from you when, like, Upside Down World arrives. When your dog starts doing your taxes and you're like, wait, it's not supposed to work this way. I mean, first of all, if I was a racist, if I was a bigot, I would just say so. Okay, it's America. You're allowed to be whatever kind of person you want. I'm not.
White people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like, that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Shapiro is like a cancer, and that cancer spreads. It's a cancer and it metastasizes.
And say that I am now a National Socialist, National Socialist Workers Party. That is absolutely not true.
And I got like written out of conservatism, whatever that is, it's not conservative, but because I interviewed Nick Fuentes. And
our people are being genocided in our country.
What we want is for someone to unashamedly and single-mindedly advocate for Americans, and Americans only. It's like I said months ago, I consider myself an American chauvinist. America first, America only, I'm an American chauvinist. I don't care about it. This is the only thing I care about. America should be the only thing you care about, especially as a leader of the country.
There, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the John Doyle Show. We will be talking a little bit more about the John Doyle Show, why we had to do away with heck off commies, since hecking off commies became official U.S. government policy, like literally as a matter of stated policy.
There is a conflict in the right wing concerning support for Israel. We have one side that is saying, I will not support the right wing if it continues this posture with the relationship to a foreign nation. Now, I see those people as people who want to prioritize American interests, but you have a second party that says that I will retreat from the Republican Party. I will even demolish it if it stops supporting a foreign nation. Now, which one of those two voices do you think is more concerned with what's best for America? The one that's willing to break the coalition for a foreign country's best interest, or the one that's trying to preserve this country's best interest?
Please don't be glazing me. Here's all right.
Ground state. Republicans, time to fight. Show some self-dignity. We can win New York City. And I need your help to do it. Go to Sliwa for NYC.com.
The first American Pope of all time, the former Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, a native of Chicago, is the 267th Peter, and he has chosen the name Leo the 14th.
Into your heart, into your soul, mine fell apart.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you all a happy and holy new year in 2026. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and God bless.